Well, I'm not sure where it goes, but it goes somewhere, right?
Well, hello, and welcome back to the Bikepacking Dad's YouTube channel. Let me take a second right at the start of this before you go anywhere. Just say thanks to all the new subscribers. That's us over 50 now, so I really appreciate it. Cheers. But the exciting bit about this video is I've got a new bike. This is my Pinnacle Arkose gravel bike. This is the 2023 model. The plan for this video is, what is it? What's it made for, and what do I plan on doing with it? What I think of it so far from the few rides I've been on. Then we'll go into the specs of the bike and the cost. I've also taken some separate pictures which I'll overlay on the video so I can show you a bit more close up what I'm talking about as we go through it. But yeah, I've had a great time on it so far. So if you are potentially looking for a new gravel bike or a bike packing bike, stick with the video. Let me tell you what I think of it and why I think it would suit you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it because I'm pretty excited about this bike. What is this bad boy and what am I going to do with it? This is, first of all, it's the replacement for my Cube Cross Race Pro, which I've loved that bike. It's sitting over there looking all sorry just now because it's been replaced by this lovely shiny bike. But this is the Pinnacle Arkose 2023 Di2 model, and I love it. I only got it a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, I'm the bikepacking dad. It's going to be my bikepacking bike. Yes, I did check before I purchased it that everything would fit, so all of my Oatly bags from the handlebar pack, the frame pack, and the seat pack, they all fit on lovely. If you've not seen my reviews for them, or you are looking for some new bags, they are highly recommended, but I've done really detailed reviews. Check the links down in the description if you want to have a nosy. But yeah, primary use, bike packing. Just now, I've got baby number 2 on the way, so yeah, things are about to get busy. So I'm using it for the odd commute to work and going out with my friends and hitting some of the local fire roads and mountain bike trails. It's held up beautifully to all that stuff. I reckon I was going down the mountain bike trails as quick, if not quicker, on this than I was on my hardtail, which is hanging up on the wall behind us. The bike just inspires confidence. The way it's set up, the 650B wheels, the stopping power from the brakes, the 1x11 drivetrain, the really solid hood position. I always get the worry when I'm dropping downhill on drop bars that potentially slide off over the top, but I was locked into this. It was a beautiful feeling. We'll get into the specification regarding the tyres and the setup and the drivetrain and everything in a little bit, but this bike, it's going to be, for me, bike packing and commuting and throwing it around with some friends on the mountain bikes. However, if you're looking for a new commuter bike, this would do the job nicely. Swap the tyres out for something that rolls a little bit quicker. Super comfortable bike, great drivetrain. You're going to get to work and have a bit of fun. In fact, you will probably look for a slightly different route so you can test this bike out, because that's what I'd be doing. So yeah, it's got a bit of everything. Bike packing for me, whatever you choose to do with it. But without further ado, let's get into some details on the specification of the bike, the cost of the bike, how I purchased the bike and things like that, because that's the important stuff, right? Life's expensive right now, I know it is. And me posting a video about buying a new bike, I'm sure some of you will be thinking it's a bit of a kick in the teeth. I was very lucky to get this how I did get it, and I appreciate things are tight, so I'm not out here showing you a 10 grand bike. Yes, it did cost a little bit, but by no means is this unachievable, okay? But we'll get to that with how I got it. So just before I get into the specification of the bike, I'm just going to run through a series of pictures I've taken in the natural light, so hopefully you can see it a little bit better and I can kind of show off the bars. I'll put another picture of the bars up later because I talk about them being flared. But I'll put a few pictures up now and we'll just run through them, show you some of the bike, different views and things like that. Yeah, just so you get a better feel and what it's going to look like in that sunlight instead of the old garage light that we're working with. So here you can see the side profile of the bike. You've got the nice tan wall tyres there. You can already see there's 3 bottle mounts with the one on the bottom. But if we move around to the front, you can see the flared handlebars with the GRX Di2 shifters. They are quite wide and it does take a bit of getting used to, but it's not been a massive issue for me, and you can probably see it a little more from the back. Especially on the drops, it's quite an unusual position. For those interested, that's a Bontrager Aeolus comp saddle, which I'll speak about a little bit more. And here we have the lovely GRX 1x11 drivetrain. It's an 1142 cassette, which is plenty big enough, I think. And if we take a little look down at the WTB Venture tyres, these are 47mm. And as you can see, there's a lot of grooves there to move away dirt as you're riding. If we look at the colour scheme a bit closer, with the name of the bike there from Pinnacle, I think the colour scheme's beautiful. It's almost a Christmas green. But let's move on now to the specifications of the bike. Okay, so let's get onto the specification of the bike. I'll try and keep it as short as I can. We're going to start at the front, we're going to work our way back. I'll give you some details as we go, okay? We've got these lovely bars. They're super flared. I will put the picture up around now so you can see how flared they are. But yeah, a really nice hook on the hood. Like I say, it inspires confidence going downhill. I wasn't worried that my hand was going to slide up over the top. And it's quite a nice reach to the brakes. So yeah, no, really nice set of bars. On the drops, it takes a bit of getting used to because they really are out there. You'll have to excuse my hiccups. But yeah, nice set of bars. Let's get to the wheels. 650B wheels. These come with the WTB Venture tyres at 47mm. I'm not going to lie, I've always had 700. I've had road bikes and my Cube Cross Race Pro was 700 as well. When I looked at it, I thought it looked a bit toy-like, and it took me a while to get used to, but now I've ridden it, you can see why people run with the 650s, because I was throwing this down some hills. You just point it where you want to go and it goes. If your bike handling can kind of match up to what you want it to do, you're going to have a great time on these wheels. The tyres themselves, nice and grippy. I did unfortunately puncture, which is completely my own fault. I kind of sliced it on a rock, which I probably should have avoided. But yeah, tubeless setup on these tyres, so plugged it, it's holding air absolutely fine. I would recommend tubeless setup. I know it's a personal preference and some people don't like it, but I've run it for years on my mountain bike. Just that ability to run such low pressures on the real kind of rocky off-road stuff, just for comfort and grip, it's a no-brainer for me. But choose what you would like. I have put the aftermarket SKS Speed Rocker mudguards on, which some of my friends are definitely not very keen on. I did a review on them recently, so if you are looking for some mudguards / fenders, depending on what you call them, go and check out the review. I'll put the link down below. They've done me a really good turn. But I'll move over. Let's have a look at the rear of this bike, where the important stuff is, right? We've got this lovely 1x11 Shimano GRX Di2 drivetrain. It's got an 1142 cassette, which I think is plenty. I know some of the mountain bikes go to like 51 or 52 now, and they're the size of a dinner plate, but that'll do for me. I've got no issues with that. The rear wheel does something pretty special. So stand by, okay? So yeah, it does a bit of that. That's not for everyone, but I think that's a beautiful noise. However, if you plan on using this for some gravel or road rides with your friends, there's going to be no free rides happening, because if you're freewheeling in behind them, they're going to know all about it. But yeah, for me, beautiful. It's obviously got the GRX disc brakes as well, front and back. Great stopping power. Didn't have any issues when I was out and about, even on the really slippy stuff. Yes, it's super slippy. You are going to lock up and slide, but hey, it's a Scottish winter. I don't know what you expect to happen. So yeah, moving on from the rear hub though, these pedals right here. These are the Shimano XT pedals, and I was told if I'm buying this bike, I have to get these pedals. My friend was like, you can't get this bike and not treat yourself to some new pedals. So I got them. A wider base, SPD clip on one side, flat on the other side. They took a bit of getting used to. I have caught them a few times because they're slightly bigger than what I'm used to, but I'm quickly getting used to them, and I can see what he's talking about. They're comfortable, loads of grip. I quite enjoy using them. But yeah, a couple of bottle mounts. There is a third mount under here, which I quite like, which will come in handy for my bike packing trips. But yeah, all in all, I've got the large frame, which caters up to 6'1", I think it says officially. I'm a little bit taller than that, but my friend said, get the large, don't overdo it, you'll not be disappointed. And he was 100% right. It feels light, it feels nimble, you just point it where you want to go, and away you go. I felt like I was really throwing it down some trails, stuff that previously I would only have taken my mountain bike on. It does. I've said it, 2 or 3 times already. The bike and how it's set up. yeah, it just inspires confidence when you're riding it. If you've got a decent set of tyres on, you can get your bike handling skills up there. I don't think there's too many places you can't take this bike. So yeah, that's the specification of the bike and a few more little details on what I think of it. But yeah, let's get on to the price, okay? Because money's tight right now. Everything in the world's expensive. So yeah, how did I manage to get this when I've got baby number 2 due next month? Well, what does this cost? Because, like I said, money is tight right now. We've got energy bills, we've got food prices going up. It's kind of beyond the joke, to be honest, right? But I got this using the Bike to Work scheme. And if you don't know what the Bike to Work scheme is, you are potentially missing out on some bargains, because the way it works, you pay significantly less for the bike than what the bike's actually worth, okay? I will put a link to the Bike to Work scheme down in the description. If you don't know about it, go and check it out. If you're not sure if your employer is part of the scheme, ask the question, because there's no way, and this is the truth, the 100% truth, I would not have been able to buy this bike without the Bike to Work scheme. This bike retails at £2,500 on the dot. There's just no way I could spend £2,500 right now. Like I say, baby number 2 is arriving in the next few weeks. I can't go spend £2,500. It's not going to happen. I've got other things to pay for. But the way the Bike to Work scheme works, it comes out of my salary. I will pay significantly less for the bike over an 18-month period to break it up. It's meant I've not had to dig into any savings. A great scheme. Go and check it out. £2,500, like I say, for the bike. I think with what I will pay for it, due to how the payment scheme is going to work, it's worth every penny. I can commute on it, I can go to the shop, I can ride with my friends, and I'm definitely going bike packing on it, 100%. The wheel set, great. The tyres that come with it, great. The lightweight frame and these lovely flared handlebars that I'm standing next to, I love them. The 1x11 Di2 GRX drivetrain, just absolute magic, right? Yeah, if you've not tried a 1x setup before, I've got one on my mountain bike, luckily, not Di2, however. Go and give one a go. For the kind of bike packing, off-roady, gravel biking stuff, significantly easier. It cuts down a little bit of weight as well. I found on my Cube Cross Race Pro, it had Shimano 105 with a 2x11 drivetrain on. When the bike was loaded up or really muddy, that extra weight, sometimes there's a few mechanical issues with dropping into the right gear and getting from the small ring to the big ring and things like that. It's not going to be an issue because I've got one ring and I've got a lovely, solid, sturdy Di2 rear mech there, which is going to do the job nicely. So, yeah, for the price and the gear that's on it, worth every penny. Yes, treated myself to some pedals, changed the saddle over to the Bontrager Aeolus Comp because it's just my saddle of choice. But yeah, a good investment. That's what I'm going to go with. That's how I try to sell it to the boss lady anyway. So yeah, if you are looking at a bike and you're looking anywhere in that region money-wise, I can't recommend this enough. Yes, it's not been on a bike packing trip yet, but I can't see me having any issues. I've got more clearance here. I've got more clearance here than I did on my Cube, and I've got more seat posts showing for an even better attachment point for my seat pack. Again, all those reviews for the Ortlieb bags down below. Yes, money's tight. Speak to your employer. Are they part of the scheme? Get on the Bike to Work calculator, find out what you will pay in real money over the 18-month period, because who knows, you might just find the 2.5, £3,000 bike. £3,000 is the limit, by the way, for the Bike to Work scheme, at least at my employer. You might be able to find you can treat yourself to that next level up of bike that you previously thought was out of reach because of how the scheme works. So just go and check it out, trust me, okay? But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to leave it there. Once I've been on a trip on it, we will definitely get another review on the go and let you know what I thought of it. But marks out of 10 for now. Let's go in with a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. It's light, it's nimble. I was throwing it around like a mountain bike. I can't imagine me having any issues on a bike packing trip. So yeah, solid bit of kit, and I think it looks quite beautiful as well, which is good because me, not so much. So cheers for tuning in. I hope this tiny, short review of this new gravel bike has been of some use. And if you've got any questions about it, just drop them down below and I'll get back to you. Well, cheers for watching, and I will see you on the next one.